This game is Anvil World Breakers. It's an action roguelike top-down shooter with online co-op elements. Currently, the demo version supports only single-player play. As you can see, there's no options currently, so basically you just press it. There's no loading menu or anything like that, you're just thrown into this hub. There's control guide, there's settings in the game, but not advanced settings, and not only that, there's not separate sound settings, etc, etc. It's quite simple. You have these breakers, vault breakers, I think they're called. For now, there's only 9 classes, and you can check this out as well. These are basically your upgrades once you get enough VP. VP you gain by beating the levels. And you go to the operations. Right now the 2 galaxies are locked. You go to the Journey Galaxy. The Vault Breakers are generally very varied. And this is totally one of the contenders for my favorite games from the festival. I like this type of games, but there's a problem. As you can see in the bottom right row... Okay, so there's some enemies to kill first. I don't know why it lags for me. Only at the beginning of the game, though. It's very simple, quite very nimble. There's no like weird sluggish controls. I haven't tried it with a controller yet. There's a partial control support, and of course you have your abilities: Q, E, right mouse button, and spacebar is like a teleport phase shift thing. I don't know why when you press shift you also activate your Q ability, which is weird. Also there's a timer, so basically it's kind of like the there's an upgrade station, by the way. It's basically kind of like what was the name, the planet when it always rains. Oh, rain. It's totally Risk of Rain, of course. Yeah, totally escaped my mind there for a second. The longer you stay in a planet, in the battle, etc., the tougher the enemies will become. And you will find these chests, just like in Risk of Rain. To open up... I'll get that healing thing. To open it up and get some upgrades. You can either amount to get as many upgrades as possible. Each chest can contain 3 upgrades. You can pick one of the upgrades from each chest. You can either pick up many different items, or you can level up the items that you currently have. And of course, some items will be preferable to others. I don't know why I'm getting these really weird freezes here and there. Some items obviously are more powerful. There's rare chests and there's normal like common chests. I haven't came across like super rare, ultra, whatever chests yet. Of course, it's sometimes worth it maybe to take a step back if you have 20, whatever the currency is. Take a step back and buy an upgrade, because these upgrades are probably the most important. As you can see, they upgrade your abilities, and of course, ability upgrades is probably the most important one. The enemies vary from quite hard to very easy enemies. Of course, the longer the harder they are, as I mentioned before. There we go, you can upgrade something again. I'm gonna upgrade this and buy this. The time doesn't stop or in the shop, by the way. I don't know why I'm getting freezes. I never got freezes before. It could be an issue with window full screen. It could be an issue with Shadowplay, the software that I'm recording it with. As without it, I haven't had an issue. It has those like mini bosses kind of a thing. But it's mostly about upgrading your character, just like in Risk of Rain. It's about the items you can you see, not about the abilities of your character. Well, also abilities are of course important, but it's mostly all the items that you can get. Here we go. We killed a mini boss, basically. Rare chest, rare reward, penetrating claw. We can go move on to the next planet, so to speak, but not like the next core planet. I don't know. Maybe it's like a cluster of planets. As you can see, this is a totally different biome. Again, there's always going to be some enemies. This is just one of the characters that I like to play. And I'm giving my picks, the picks that I saw on the festival thing. I was like, okay, this is interesting to me. I'm giving it a bit more screen time than the other picks that I stumbled upon randomly. That's because, well, they look interesting to me. I'm not going to play something very long that they don't feel very interested in. The game is very easy at the beginning, that is. Later it gets a little bit harder, but I imagine it's not a very hard game, especially since there's no difficulty level right now. As you can see, the enemy grows stronger because there's alert level 3, so it kind of works just like in Risk of Rain or Synthetic if you also have played that game. Let's try it again. Lethal scales, critical damage, damage reduction. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna pick that anyway. Maybe I should have saved my points for the rare chest at the end of the level. But now it's too late. Again, I don't know what's up with the freezes. Could be the antivirus as well running a scan. We got 20, let's see. Penetrating Claw. This skill can once again attack my enemy. Okay, I don't want to do that. Resist, okay. That's the door of the crit chance.
Hostile presence. I'm just getting started.
We have to quickly find the chest, which is over here. Rare chest, what do we get? Winged attack speed, awesome. Increased damage if targets in the petrification, restores mana, cool. You know what, I'm gonna pick up that one as well. There we go, now move to the next planet. Alright, okay, so we pick a galaxy and then you see the planets. Detecting a strong enemy, that means a boss. Obviously. Can I pass through here? Okay. That's a boss fight. You do have these cool little cutscenes in here. I have a feeling, like for example, this character, because it can freeze your enemies, is quite overpowered. Especially when it comes to soloing bosses. Although, as you can see, it's not super easy. You will not be doing too much damage with your normal attacks. And there we go. Oh, actually I barely made it. There we go, have a rare chest. Relic chest, okay. Let's see. I imagine some of those are made for basically a cohesive attacks. Some artifacts are definitely made for cohesive attacks, so if you have more than one character that deals this type of damage, they'll of course add damage on top of that or do more damage to those characters. So it seems the stutter happens for me when I'm recording and whenever the enemies are spawning. Which, you know, in a game like this, they shouldn't happen, so it has to be worked out. This is a demo, of course, so... Oh. I had no idea that you can do this. I honestly had no idea that there's weapons. Cool, I played it for a few hours, maybe 2 hours, and I had no idea that you can actually acquire new weapons. That is awesome. And now a little bit of other characters. This is the jungler, which is your just typical shooty type kind of a thing. You go around, you shoot, you have rockets, you dash, and you can just push them away. Pretty simple gameplay. It's a fun character to start, for sure. Of course, it gets better weapons the more you go in progress further into the game. The next one is Guillotine, which is actually a melee character, if you wouldn't believe it. And usually, melee in video games is done pretty badly, but in this one it's actually really good. It's very responsive. The powers are actually make sense. The power-ups, especially that you get later on, also make sense. You're kind of Reinhardt, basically, and maybe Reinhardt inspired. But it's a very fun character. I rarely have fun with melee characters in video games, but this one really takes the cake. Coming up is the final boss of the first system, so if you don't want spoilers, skip to here. If not, enjoy. Yeah, I died. That happens a lot. But as you can see, you can still get the points even if you die. 550 VP and do something. So okay, my final score of the game. Is it worth it? It's a no-brainer, guys. It's 100% recommended by me. I had a lot of fun. 40-60 bucks, totally worth it. It's rare for these games to show up nowadays, and this one is really solid, really good. Extremely large amounts of fun that you will have in this game. And the best part is, it seems that the developers have actually fixed or are working to fix all of the bugs I've actually mentioned or had issues with during my gameplay. So congratulations to them, because this is a hell of a good game. 100% recommended. Go get it. Seriously, it's that good. If you're a fan of these games, that is.